Hi everybody, it's so good to see you. Mrs. Smith here. Today I'm going to be doing a writing lesson with you guys. So this is the first of many writing lessons that are going to come on the website, so stay tuned for more. Alright, so our learning intention for today is one that we've been working on for quite a while now, so you should be really familiar with it. I can find ideas for writing in books. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to head over to the reading tab, and you're going to want to click on read alouds, and you're going to want to listen to and watch the I Wanna Iguana read aloud by Karen Kaufman Orloff. Okay, so pause this video, head over there, watch that first, then come back here and you can finish the writing lesson with us. Okay, awesome. So let's get started. So what was interesting about the way that author wrote her story and how she got her arguments across? What was really interesting about it? What was fun about it? Pause the video. Talk about it with somebody at home. Think about it. Yeah, the author used letters, persuasive letters, that made it really interesting and got Alex's point across to his mom, didn't they? Yeah. Was that interesting to read? Yeah. Was that fun to read? Yeah. Was it exciting to read? Yeah. So that's what we're going to try today. All right? Let's do it. So today you're going to be writing letters to ask for something just like Alex did, like he wanted his iguana, right? So your first job is to decide, what do you want? And then you have to decide who's the best person to ask. For example, if you wanted a longer recess, you might ask Miss Piggin. You might write a letter to her. You might write a letter to Mr. Stiles, because they're a principal, right? They're the ones who are in charge of that. If you wanted a new puppy, you might have to ask your parents or whatever adult you live with, right? Okay, so let's try one together, okay? So I've written a letter, and I wrote my letter to my husband because I've decided I want a new dog. I already have a dog, but I want another dog. And he's the one I live with, so he's the one who I need to try to persuade and convince that I need a new dog. So I'm going to start my letter by writing, Dear Kevin. That's my husband's name. Now, if you're asking for a new dog, you might address it as Dear Mom and Dad, or Dear Grandma, or Dear Auntie, or whatever adult you live with at home is how you would start that letter. Okay, I live with my husband, so I would write Dear Kevin. Okay, and there's many ways that we can end our letters too, right? So if you're writing a letter to somebody you love, or maybe a really close friend, or a family member, a way you can sign it is with the word love, and then your name. Now, if it's not to a really close friend, or if it's to somebody who's not a family member or who's not a friend, if you're writing a letter to a teacher or a principal or somebody who's not closely related to you, you might write it with the word from or sincerely. Okay, and I'll write those words on the board for you later so you can copy them down for your own letters. Okay, so I want you to take a minute and I want you to read my letter. Okay, and then I'm going to read it with you. Okay, so take a second and read the video. Pause it if you have to, read it, and then we'll come back together again. Okay? All right. So, was my letter clear? Was my letter interesting? Yeah, okay, let's read it together. Dear Kevin, I really want another dog. I think it would be good because Bruno would have a friend to play with. I would have another dog to cuddle with. Dogs make me very happy. Love, Danielle. And I wrote love because he's my husband, right? So he's a family member. So that's why I signed it with love instead of from or sincerely. Okay? Was it clear? Was it interesting? Was it fun to read? Did I convince him? Did I have an idea? I did have a really good idea, didn't I? My idea was I really want another dog. Yeah, that was my idea. Did I have details? Yeah, I did have details. One of the details was Bruno, our other dog, would have another friend to play with. Another detail is I would have a dog to cuddle with. And another detail is dogs make me very happy. So I had 3 different details in there. And I had an idea. Did you see any triple scoop words? I did. One of the triple scoop words I saw was the word cuddle. Yeah. All right, so now it's your turn to write a letter. So I want you to take a few moments, pause the video, and I want you to think about quietly something that you really, really, really want. Maybe it's a new video game. Maybe it's extra time at recess. Maybe it's a later bedtime. Maybe it's your favorite food. Maybe it's an activity you want to go do. Maybe it's somewhere you want to travel. Maybe it's someone you want to visit. So take a few seconds, think quietly about one thing that you really, really want. Good. Now I want you to think about how you're going to persuade or convince the person why you should have what you're asking for, right? So in my example, I wrote all the reasons why I want another dog, right? And I wrote those out in the letter to Kevin. I said, these are the reasons why I need another dog. Now I want you to think quietly for a few seconds again. Pause the video if you have to, and I want you to think about 2 or 3 ways that you're going to convince that person that you need that thing. Okay? So pause the video, think about that. Awesome. And lastly, I need you to think of who you're going to address your letter to. So I wrote mine to my husband because he's who I live with and he's who I have to convince that I need another dog. Maybe you're writing your letter to your mom or your dad. Maybe it's to a grandparent. Maybe it's to an aunt or an uncle. Maybe it's to a friend. Maybe it's to a teacher. Maybe it's to a principal. Okay? Think about who you're going to address your letter to. Okay? All right, so I look forward to seeing your guys' videos. I'm going to write those 2 words on the board for you guys really quick so you can pause it and see. So ways you can sign your letter are from or sincerely. Okay, so I've written those for you guys. So you can pause the video. You can use the video to help you write those. And I look forward to seeing your guys' letters. So write them in your journal. Write them on a blank piece of paper. Write them on a lined piece of paper. Write them on a Google Doc if you know how to do that. If you know how to go online and open a Google Doc and type them out, that'd be great. And then send me a picture. I'd love to see your guys' letters. Okay? All right, that's all for now. I look forward to seeing your guys' letters, and I will see you next time for another lesson.